Hello. Hello. Stream. No, that's for the group streams. We're not doing that. Uh Babe, wake up. New OBS update just dropped. Look, they added an option to hide OBS. They added an option to hide OBS windows from screen capture. So now when I sit in the idling screen at the beginning of the stream, I can just minus everything else and then move my mouse around on my screen and look. Like you're seeing my desktop with my cool Metroid Dread wallpaper, but I'm seeing my OBS screen. Boring. Okay, okay. I'll let me boot up the game. I just wanted to brag about the new OBS update. But now when I play the frickin' marble game, I don't have to have like OBS in the background or anymore or whatever. Okay, where's the game? Why am I stupid? What is the game's icon? There it is. So yeah, like I'm seeing OBS, but you guys are seeing now when I tab out during like Group Ace Attorney streams to make sure the stream is working, I can I don't have to show myself tabbing into OBS and checking it. I can just check it. If you had Twitch sub options, I don't know what hold on. I don't know what you have to do, what like level of followers you have to get to have sub options, but when I if when I start streaming like right now my streams are very sporadic. Once I graduate from school this semester, I want to try to yeah. What? Okay, this is a long tangent. You didn't want me to go on a tangent. You're in the wrong place. Bum, 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 bum. Where it's like McDonald's, McDonald's, McDonald's. Oh, you're the one going on a tangent. Okay, this is a long tangent, but you mean like you mean you are you talking about rock and roll McDonald's, rock and roll McDonald's, or are you talking about something else? Oh, or we have food at home, food, and then it's something else. Yeah, okay. What about the meme? What's the meme? This is. I feel like I should have chat up on screen for this fucking moment. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Wait. Yeah. What's the meme? What? Okay. Phoenix fits into all three. Okay. Rock and roll McDonald's. We have food at home. Call. Hold on. Can I do this midstream? I'm fucking. Hold on. I'm turning the OBS overlay back on. Apply. Look at what. Okay, now you can see what he's freaking saying in the chat. I'm gonna stretch this shit out. Because you're going on a tangent, and I want it displayed for the VOD. You know the meme where it's like McDonald's, 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 or pulls in drive-through, orders black coffee, or we have food at home. Yeah, so Phoenix fits. College Phoenix is McDonald's, McDonald's, and Hobo Phoenix gets one black. Oh my god. Okay. Now I need fan art of Phoenix and Larry like a gif of Phoenix and Larry. Hold on. I'm gonna see if this exists. Because I'm getting a very vivid image of my head of Phoenix Wright and Larry Butts bouncing up and down and saying "Rock and Roll McDonald's, Rock and Roll McDonald's" over and over again. Images. Hi, Larry. Rock and Roll McDonald's, Rock and Roll McDonald's. Okay, this bit is over. I'm playing the game now. You want Hobo Phoenix ordering a single black coffee while Trucy, Apollo, and Emma are in the car. That would also be funny. These are memes that need to be made. But anyway, I was saying I'll probably get Twitch sub options at some point. After I graduate, I'm gonna need a money source. I mean, obviously this isn't gonna make me that much money, but like, you know, once I'm out of college and I'm a working actor, anything will be useful. Even just one sub. But anyway, I'm gonna be rich from Twitch, bitch. Yo, Mr. White! Yo, Mr. White, I just got 1,000 gift subs, Mr. White. I'm gonna be rich on Twitch, bitch. Jesse, what the fuck are you talking about? Anyway, last stream we finished case 2 of the Great Ace Attorney 1. A case with no trial, which was very interesting. Like, that could have been terrible, but it was actually awesome because I feel like this is the first Ace Attorney game. I don't know if I said this at the end of last stream, but I feel like this is the first Ace Attorney game that could do a case with no trial and have it be, like, fun. And I also now understand why the trial was extra long in the first case of the game. Jesus. I'm a little slow today. This might be a short stream. I just really want to do the Herlock Sholmes voice some more. He's still there. He's still in the portrait for the save file. He's not going away. Episode 3. The Adventure of the Runaway Room.
Glancing over my records of the late last century, I am faced by the events of a certain bitter winter.
I like these opening narrations. Bad news. Oh no!
As it sped through dense London.
Is Herlock Sholmes gonna get murdered? No, I'm sure not. But yeah, I'm guessing he won't be in this case for a while.
There were multiple witnesses.
That's okay.
Crime itself.
There will be other fun characters
However,
to voice.
None could have imagined at the time that such a seemingly obvious case as this would end in such a horrendous manner.
Ooh.
My friend, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, once said of the incident, I believe that perhaps that case was indeed the prelude.
It's weird hearing him with such a normal voice.
That impressive Japanese student and I were to play together.
It's weird hearing such a normal voice for Herlock Sholmes. Ooh, anime cutscene. Is this the first one of these?
Amazing.
I feel like this is like the last two cases haven't had these, have they? Like, get my frickin' mouse cursor off the screen.
I've never seen such an enormous building before.
Why does she have an English accent?
And look at all the steam locomotives.
I mean, I guess they both kind of do.
This country is incredible.
Brian's Coco. Brian's Coco. Detective Brian. Brian's Coco. Well, the last one had the, like, the narration instrument. The narration over thing.
So
What am I trying to say right now? The last one had the narration opening, but not, like, the anime cutscene.
Oh, hello.
Climb aboard. I'll take you wherever you want to go.
In that case,
Oh yeah, that coat.
this
That's
Supreme
a
Court
cool
in
coat.
Whitehall, if you wouldn't mind.
My pleasure.
I don't even remember what was in that one. Was it just like a Was it just like a bird, like the speckled band?
Thought so. Well then, I hope you enjoy your stay.
No, it was Herlock finding Ryunosuke in the dresses. That's right. That's right.
Great Britain's mighty
Hot
capital,
anime Herlock.
London.
Welcome to the great city of London. Okay, this is some latent V Ace Attorney. Like, what is this? Where are we? 18th February, 9:21 a.m. British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice Office. What an incredible place! No, I'm not doing a weird, like, it's just funny, that's what they sounded like in the dub. What an incredible place! This shit is bananas! B-A-N-A-N-A-S! It's so imposing. It's almost suffocating. This place is breathtaking. It looks like a fortress. Oh, I just turned it down too loud. Oops. Subs gang, subs gang. I mean, there's like 5 dubbed scenes in the whole game. It doesn't like it doesn't really matter. I like the narration between the scenes in English a lot. Like I like the Watson narration. For that reason alone, I am playing dub. There's some. Oh, you just hate Ryunosuke's objection? It is a little soft. It's like objection. 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 He doesn't yell it. Yeah, it's like objection. Objection. Yeah. His yes has way more energy and is way better. There are some stone buildings like this in Japan now, of course. But they've only been built in the few short decades since we opened our borders to the outside world. An authentic example like this has quite a different impact, wouldn't you agree? A far cry from the wood and paper most of our buildings are constructed from. It's certainly unfamiliar, but I think there's more to the differences than just construction materials. It's also like an evil medieval fortress. Like, what the hell is this place? Are we inside the Big Ben? Like, why? What's with the giant clock and like gears? This is the Lord Chief Justice Office, Naruhodo-san, in the Supreme Court of Great Britain. The Lord Chief Justice? There are now more 3D Phoenix Wright games than 2D. Interesting. We had instructions to report here at this time if circumstances were different. God, this song gets loud. I guess you're right, yeah. I mean, I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I feel like the 3D Ace Attorney games look better and better with each one that comes out. These games look good. And I like, this game still does have the sprite work sometimes. Like, when you're investigating, I guess I don't know if you'd call it sprite work, but if they all looked like this. Yeah, if they all looked this good, that would be nice. Yeah. Sorry, let me finish this scene before I interrupt. This is the Lord Chief Justice Office. We had instructions to report here at this time. If circumstances were different, we were supposed to let the Lord Chief Justice know that we had arrived from Japan. But Kazuma can't. No. So instead, we are here in a different capacity. I still can't believe as envoys to report the news of Kazuma-sama's death. I still can't believe Kazuma-sama just got owned by, like, accident, basically. Like, not, like, almost, like, borderline just accident. Poor dude. Like, Ryunosuke just has, like, the worst luck ever. Like, first that other case that he got himself framed for, and then his friend just trips and falls. Because, well, no, he doesn't trip and fall. He gets pushed and falls and bangs his head. Like, the end of that case was very sad. There's nothing worse than, like, when the killer in an Ace Attorney case is just, like, a generally good person who did something bad by accident. Anyway, yeah. And having delivered his or her message, an envoy's duty is done. So, we'd have to return to Japan. Wellington. Why do you keep saying Wellington? Is this a new meme? Is this a new case meme? If we want to remain here in Great Britain, I have to take Kazuma's place as the law student selected for the study tour. Yes, which means you need the requisite qualifications as a lawyer, which is what I've been studying for. Here in Great Britain is the Lord Chief Justice who appoints lawyers. So that's the second reason why we're here, to have you officially recognized as a lawyer. This is some great exposition that's happening right now. Richard Wellington. What? Dick Wellington. Good morning. Sorry for keeping you. Why does this guy look exactly like the voice I just did? I trust you aren't too exhausted after your long voyage from Japan. It seems I'm 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 47 seconds late. My apologies. Oh, no, don't mention it. This guy fucks. God damn it. He has such an intense stare. Like, look at those eyes. We're never happier than when we're standing around with nothing much to do. How fortunate. Like, oh my god. This is a I'm going to aura you into a wall stare. So, introduction. I am Mal Strongheart, Lord Chief Justice of the British Empire. Is it Mail Strongheart? Like a maelstrom? I don't know. I don't know what the joke is. And ugh, I don't know what the pun is. Ugh, and I feel like a little mouse under an elephant's foot. Come on, Mr. Naruhodo, don't be a mouse. Oh, it's an honor to meet you, Lord Chief Justice Strongheart. Male Strongheart? Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess it could be male strong. Like he's male. He's a strong man with a strong heart. Yeah, I don't know. Male strong heart. Yeah, that's probably what it is. I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo from the Empire of Japan. Well, Mr. Naruhodo. Welcome to London, the capital of our glorious British Empire. Ah, yes. Thank you. Like Maelstrom, too. Yeah. This guy looks like a Professor Layton. This room and this character look like Professor Layton versus Ace Attorney characters. For sure. So, what are your impressions of our capital so far? How do you like London? Bro, if this man was real, I would shit my pants. He is so intimidating. That stare, his eyes are like when you're making a me and you pick the like square rectangle eye option. Like, it's scary. So what are your impressions of our capital so far? How do you like London? Oh, well, help. I've been so nervous ever since I got here that I can't remember a single thing about the city. It's simply splendid, isn't it, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh! We had a wonderful view of some of London's streets from the carriage on the way here from the station. Everything is so impressive and grand. I must say I'm almost lost for words. I'm glad to hear you like it. The city boasts tramways, piped water, and gas. Even cables supplying electricity. We spearhead every revolutionary new technology in the world. Every visitor to London is astounded. Oh, yes. Astounded is the word. Thanks for saving me there, Susato-san. And everyone seems so jolly and full of vigor. Yes. There's much excitement about the upcoming... I'm gonna take that line again. There's much excitement about the upcoming great... There's too many vowels. There's much excitement about the upcoming... You'll have to forgive a lot of people in this game for being British. Yeah, there's a lot of British accents that I'm doing now. Okay. There's much excitement about the upcoming great exhibition. We will be hosting here in London. I'm moving on. Great exhibition. Cultural and technological achievements from around the globe. Cultural and technological achievements from around the globe are to be exhibited here in our great city. It will be the greatest spectacle of its kind in history. And will make Paris's World Fair look like a toy shop. Gosh, I can hardly imagine how magnificent it's going to be. Great Britain's capital city is nothing but magnificent. London is the center of the modern world. Even if you do say so yourself. The sun will never set on our great empire. Set on, set on. Perhaps it is fate that in these progressive times we welcome visitors from the land of the rising sun. It's funny because England and Japan are kind of like identically placed in relation to the continent as a whole. Like Japan is to Asia as England is to Britain. So we're going from one rising sun to another, eh? So anyway, how's that how's that law student kid, Kazuma? Lord Chief Justice, I think you were expecting a student of law for this study tour, weren't you? Absolutely. A Mr. Kazuma Asogi, if my memory serves. That's right. The British government has already been telegraphed a full report on the situation. I understand the young man lost his life aboard the steamship bound for our shores. That's amazing. The news reached him before we even arrived. My country naturally extends its deepest condolences to yours. Oh. Thank you. Did you guys hear my water bottle just go like poof? And it popped. There's too much air in it. And you honored this appointment specifically to inform me of the new. I say you guys, but Jack just said BRB, and he's the only one watching currently. I did start pretty late tonight. I had a hankering to play in the middle of the week. The middle of the week. It's a Monday. Fuck. I've lost all sense of time. It feels like the middle of the week. And you honored this appointment specifically to inform me of the new. Ow! Why is my head hurting all of a sudden? Oh my god. Yes. We are here in the capacity of envoys from Japan to report the sad news in person. They tell me you Japanese are people of protocol and courtesy, and I see that is true. And it is with some regret that I must inform you that the death of the young lawyer means this study tour arrangement can no longer proceed. If you would just hear us out, Lord Strongheart. What do you have to say, madam? It's about the study tour. Mr. Naruhodo here would like to make a proposal. Would he now? Well, Mr. Naruhodo. This is it then, the moment of truth. Continuing the study tour. Oh boy, let's see how this goes over. The thing is, Lord Strongheart, I was wondering if perhaps you would consider allowing the study tour to go ahead. Don't misunderstand me. Britain would ideally like to see the tour go ahead. But without a lawyer from your country, there's nothing to be done. Well, in that case, what if there was someone else? Another lawyer from Japan, I mean. Is there something I don't know? Only a single lawyer was invited to Great Britain from your country. And that was Mr. Asogi. At least, that is what I've been led to understand. Well, the thing is, this really isn't going well at all. I just can't seem to find the right words to say to this man. His anime stare is, like, freaking me out. Mr. Naruhodo, I could ruin things here if I'm not careful. What am I gonna say? If there is someone else here from Japan who could be described as a lawyer, it's... actually, there's no one. There's no one. There's nobody here. No, we're gonna go back to Japan now. Bye. Bye-bye. Can you imagine? It's me! No, that's the correct answer. It's me. It's me. I can do it. Is that so? I mean, I don't actually have any qualifications as such, but... No qualifications, you say? and yet you still claim to be a lawyer. I have acted as a lawyer in court before. Only once, as it happens. And I had Kazuma to help me, and I was the accused, but glossing over the details. I've been spending every spare moment on the journey here to Great Britain studying. I've learned all about British law and court proceedings while I was on board the SS Burya. The voyage from Japan is some 50 days, I believe. Not what you might call a full education. To become a qualified lawyer here in Great Britain, not only do you need a university degree in law, you must also complete several years of training. I realize it's far too short a period of time, but I can't just go back to Japan. Kazuma, Mr. Asogi's journey had only just begun. Coming here on this study tour was all he thought about. I have to carry on and do everything he had planned to do. I know it must sound like I have an overly inflated opinion of myself, but I would do anything to prove that I have what it takes. Any test you care to set me. Just one chance. That's all I'm asking. Please. 31 seconds. Sorry? Your opening statement there, Mr. Naruhodo. It was 31 seconds long. Not too brief, not too protracted. A perfectly judged appeal, I would say. Which is a skill that would stand you in good stead as a lawyer. Oh. Thanks. So, you're willing to put those words to trial, are you? Well, I'm all for entertainment. Huh? But let me ask you one thing first. Sir. Yes? You say you intend to do everything Mr. Asogi planned to do. Are you firmly set on that path? Well, yes. That's my intention. I see. Am I imagining things? Did his expression just alter a fraction there all of a sudden? Oh, shoot. Okay, what was Mr. Asogi intending to do? There's a mystery here. A mystery to be unraveled. Very well. You have your wish. I'll give you a chance. A test to become a specially certified lawyer. Whether you pass or fail is entirely down to you. Really? God. So, what form will the test take exactly? And tell me, Mr. Naruhodo, what do you consider the role of a lawyer to be? Well, defending people, of course. Well said. But what if you're a prosecutor? What about... whatever. So, let's have you defend someone. Huh? Your timing is perfect, in fact. There's an apt trial about to begin later today. No advocate has been appointed for the defense as yet, so this will be welcome news. Today? Straight away? If you manage to secure a verdict of not guilty, you'll have passed my test. What could be simpler? Okay, he's putting me on an impossible case, I guarantee it. I guarantee he's trying to get rid of me by putting me on an impossible case. Ugh, how do I get myself into these situations? Well, could I ask, what sort of trial is it, Lord Strongheart? Yes, good question. Ah, I remember. It's a murder trial. A murder? Just like all the other trials we've worked with. It's a jaywalking trial, dude. An extremely simple case, I understand. You really can't lose. That's easy to say. See, he's saying he's saying I can't lose, but like, I don't believe him for a second. But I should mention, just in case, if the defendant is found guilty, he will of course be sentenced to capital punishment. Capital punishment? He'll be put to death? Here in Great Britain, murderers are sent to the gallows without exception. Presumably you read that much in your short sea-based introduction to British law. We can't possibly agree to such a test. We would be toying with a man's life. Yeah, wait, he's putting a... Okay, why do I feel like he wants this guy dead, so he's putting us on this case? Like, whoever it is, he wants them dead. He wants them convicted. And maybe it's a bit of an uphill battle to get them convicted, so he's hoping that, like... I don't know. This guy has some sort of aim here. He's not just putting us on some random case. No way. I am the Lord Chief Justice, and I've decided it's acceptable. But you can't do that, can you? If you're saying you can't handle the fate of a man's life, you're saying you don't have what it takes to be a lawyer. Just do it, kid. There's no need to overcomplicate this. All you have to do is ensure that you don't lose. So the defendant may live or die depending on how well I perform in court. If I lose, he'll be hanged. Mr. Naruhodo, you've come to me claiming to be a lawyer. If you want me to take you seriously, you need to prove you're willing to do a lawyer's job. And you say you intend to see through the will of your compatriot, Mr. Asergi. I would like to understand just how far you're willing to go. He's testing my resolve. What's the matter? What's the matter? You've fallen silent. I'm sorry, but time is pressing. The trial begins shortly. I need an answer from you now. What's it to be? What do I say? Do I agree to this absurd test? I mean, if I don't, the game is over. Alright, if I have to give you a decision now, my answer is... I can't do it. I can't get the words out. 15 seconds. Your decision-making needs work if you want to be a lawyer. That was too slow. So, it's as I suspected, is it? Sorry? You have noble intentions, but lack the resolve to see them through. The test is cancelled. Thank you for stopping by. Wait, what? No! No, but I wanted to do it! What? I wanted to do it, but Ryunosuke could. Ryunosuke! What the hell? Go and acquire your ticket for passage back to the east tomorrow. This conversation is over. Yes, Lord Strongheart. Thank you for offering me a chance. Mr. Naruhodo. I'm sorry, Miss Susato, but what could I do? It's alright. I understand. It's not an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances. But resolve has absolutely nothing to do with it. What are you trying to say, madam? I think what Miss Susato means is that no matter how badly I'd like to be recognized as a lawyer and stay here in Great Britain, to risk another man's life by treating his one and only chance at a trial so trivially would be utterly unforgivable. And I feel exactly the same way. Is this the real test? Do I pass by saying I won't do this? I'm sure the defendant won't see this trial as a test, as some kind of experiment. A lawyer may fight for his clients in court day after day, but for each one of those clients, the particular day they stand in the dock may be the only chance they have to fight to prove their innocence. No, I was wrong. I'm not qualified to do that job yet. I'm sorry for wasting your precious time, Lord Chief Justice. The real test has been passed, baby! I would have failed the test if the game let me pick. Like, they're just like, oh, you gotta go do this trial, and I'm like, okay, that's how I progress the story. Whatever. This guy just gives off such strong, like, scary bad dude energy that I was like, oh, he's setting me up with a trap of a trial, and then I'm gonna, like, I was predicting ahead in the story, but I think I got thrown off guard here. Wait, Mr. Naruhodo. Or maybe I'm throwing myself off now. I don't. I should stop trying to predict shit. Oh, was there something else? It's approximately 20 minutes by carriage to the Old Bailey from here. If you leave immediately, you should still be there in time. But I just said that I was quite serious in what I... Oh my god, the double bait! I got double baited into thinking that the real test was not taking the case, and then... No, this guy... Okay. So he is sus! Sus? I was quite serious in what I told you. The defendant in this case has literally no one to advocate for. What? At this point, he can't hope to find someone to represent him. The trial will begin without a defense, and if that happens, there's only one possible outcome. So is he trying to get this guy off? Like, I can't tell what this dude's motivations are because he's so scary. Like, is he just intense? Is he bad? Is he like is he actually like the opposite? Is he actually like super good, but just scary? I don't know. He will receive the most severe sentence the judge can pass down. But that's awful. But that is the truth. Why does it have to be like this? Please don't expect an answer to every question. The cold, hard truth of the matter is that there is only one person now with a chance to save this man from a very miserable end. And that is you. So, what do you say now, madame? Me? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart? You said it wasn't an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances. And I agree. But in my estimation, it is purely and simply a matter of resolve. Oh. Our time is up here. I have a meeting to attend. I must leave in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. So, venture into our great city and enjoy yourselves. He's gone. The Old Bailey. So we didn't get the case, and we didn't pass the test. But I mean, I guess we could still go. Like, he told us, wait, did he tell us where the trial was gonna happen? Like, giving us a last chance? Hold on. Oh, yeah, okay. My brain didn't. I was assuming he was just like, leave, we're done. I thought, okay, so he's telling us we can still go. So we have to make it there in time. Dude, this conversation is just twisting and turning, not the way that I'm expecting it to, man. Oh my goodness. If we're going to do this, Mr. Naruhodo, we must leave at once. It's time to examine. Miss Susato, can I just ask? She's gonna Susato take down me if we don't leave right now. If I need to throw you, I will. Alright, back. Alright, let's move. To the Old Bailey. If we hurry and catch a cab, we might just make it in time. 18th February, 9:45 a.m. The Old Bailey. Defendants and to chamber. Oh, thank goodness we're in time. There's still 15 minutes until the trial begins. I never knew a horse-drawn carriage could go so fast. Thought my teeth were going to rattle loose. Did you hear what I said to the driver when we climbed aboard? Get us to our destination in 5 minutes, driver, and there's a guinea in it for you. It's one of my favorite lines from the Sherlock Holmes stories, and it worked quite perfectly. I'm not sure why you're so pleased. I thought we were going to die, and we had to pay gold for the privilege. Well, at least we arrived here before the trial started. Yes, I suppose there's that. Anyway, I don't understand it. The court clerk said the defendant should be here. Okay, what kind of frickin' clown character is this defendant gonna be for him to have nobody backing him up and for us to have to do it? Like, this guy is either gonna be some Larry Butts type or some, like, old geezer, right? Or, like, maybe a little bit of both. Or he's, like, hiding behind something because he's, like, cowardly and scared. I don't know. I'm expecting some goofy, goofball character. Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? I'm feeling tense, that's all. This place gives me the same sense of the same sense of foreboding that I remember from the Supreme Court in Japan. An impressive air, almost as if the building itself is going to crush whoever is about to be sentenced. Feels like only yesterday that I was the one about to be crushed. Yes, whoever the man you're to defend is, I imagine he's feeling very alone at this moment. Or he's incredibly cheery. Yo, are we defending Jacksepticeye? Top of the morning to you, madam. Sir. Oh, God. What? Oh, no. What is this character looking? Oh, God. What are you... Yusa? What? He was saying top of the morning, and now he's using Yusas. What is this guy's voice? What is his accent? Is he Welsh? Why do I feel like... What are you doing following me? Things are fair desperate, aren't they? Are they? Is he Irish? What? Would you look at those expressionless faces from the east, are you? Yus? We're from Japan, yes. Ah, Japan, is it? Right, say no more. I don't know what... Oh, how much do you need? I don't know what voice to give this guy. He's got like 100 different accents written into his text. No, we're just here because... Is this guy the defendant? Or is this just some... No need to explain, fella. I've been there myself, so I have. No place to go, nothing to eat, barely a penny to your name, and all the while in a strange, faraway land. You see, I'm from North Ireland, so like I'm not from here or from there. I'm a strange foreigner everywhere. I don't know I don't know where this guy is supposed to be from. Well, actually, we haven't found a place to stay yet. No. 'Tis grand, 'tis grand. It could be Scottish. Let me start by giving you 1,000 guineas. Say nothing. Ha! 1,000 guineas? Please, Miss Susato, you don't have to shout. But 1,000 guineas is enough to build an entire mansion in the most prestigious area of Tokyo. What? It like didn't know how much money that was until she said that. Oh my goodness. Ah, 'tis nothing to me at all. I like to ensure I have sufficient funds to weather a rainy day, you see. I have enough wealth to buy the city of London 2 or 3 times over. Could that much rain even fall in one day? Well, even so, we couldn't possibly accept such a large sum of money. Ah! The coin is in 3D, dude! Don't get me wrong, fella. I'm not giving it to you no strings attached. I'll be wanting you to do something for me. Oh, to be honest, 'tis a little embarrassing. The trial that's about to begin, you see, is for me good self here. I'll be in the dock. Oh god, this guy is the guy we're defending. What the hell? Rich, snooty weirdo. Is he even snooty? I don't even have a vibe on what this character is yet. So now, what I want you to do is come along with me and stand there beside me. Officially, you'd be my lawyer, but that's just a little detail now. Oh, well, the thing is, don't worry about a thing. All you have to do is stand up there next to me, nothing more. Otherwise, you see, the trial is going to start without me having any kind of representation at all. So it was true. The Lord Chief Justice wasn't just... Okay, if this guy's as rich as he says, why doesn't he have a lawyer? This is strange. I'm terribly sorry to have to ask, but does that mean you're the defendant in this trial? Buster it blazes! Do you not know who I am? What did the accent just turn into? The Yusa is throwing me off. Me? One of London's biggest names. Jacksepticeye. No, sorry. We've only just arrived in the city, you see. Jack, please come back. Please, Jack, come back from the bathroom. I need to know what kind of accent this guy has. I see. I suppose it isn't altogether impossible. Well, just next to Hyde Park there in the center of London is another beautiful park. Sorry? A park? What? It is called Magilded Park. Full of blossoming flowers in the spring and singing birds and whatnot. I donated it to the city, so I did. An entire park? In central London? A city of smiles. That's my vision for London. There's nothing Magnus McGilded wouldn't do for the... Magnus McGilded? What is this character? There's nothing Magnus McGilded wouldn't do for the city and its queer old people. That's amazing. I mean, really extraordinary. Ah, but... Oh god, I don't like this angry animation. I really don't like this angry... This is fucking scary. This is such a gremlin of a man. Why is his hat as tall as him? Now they've the gall to say I'm a good-for-nothing criminal. Me! Magnus McGilded! Why do I feel like this is a homeless man who stole everything he's wearing right now? Like, this guy's vibe is all over the place. What is the matter with the London police, I ask ya? Is it because I'm Irish? Am I Irish? I don't even know. Ha! Ha! I'm gremlining up and down. Mr. Naruhodo, this guy's scary. Perhaps now would be a good time to introduce ourselves while the gentleman catches his breath. Good idea. Mr. McGilded? The thing is, we're actually here in London to study British law. We're law students on a study tour from Japan, you see. So, if you don't have a lawyer for the trial yet, and you'd be happy to put ourselves in your head. What was I have to say, you daft Egypt? Egypt. Oh no. I've given you 1,000 guineas to stand up there next to me, haven't I? Now he's Scottish. Well, this is gonna be the man of 1,000 accents. I don't give a crap anymore. Well, yes, but I wasn't really offering to just stand up there next to you. God, the instant transition. Oh, I think I see what's going on here. Sorry? I know what you're thinking. This Chancellor of a Fera claims to have more money than the Queen. But if that's true, why the blazes can't he hire the finest lawyer in all of England? That is exactly what I was thinking. Because he did it? That's the only explanation. I feel like even if he did it, he should be able to hire the best. Like, what? Well. Well. Exactly. Yeah, wait, why don't you have a better lawyer? What? No! Well, like you said, if you have all that money, but you don't have anyone to represent you in court, there's no other logical conclusion than that you're guilty of the charge. I wasn't necessarily taking it that far, but okay. They're all like, what the fuck? Well, you call a spade in the East too, so you do. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean any offense. I still can't express myself very well in English, you see. Oh boy. I'm never sure what's acceptable to say and what isn't, so... Is that so? Because you sounded fluent enough when you were telling me what a black card must be. I'm terribly sorry. This guy has the scariest animation. And why does he... Why? I can't say that I blame you for thinking it, fella. It is a little strange, to be honest. Why you don't have a lawyer, I mean. That would be the fault of the Reaper. What? Is it because the prosecutor is so scary that, like, nobody wants to... Sorry, did he just say Reaper? Aye, the Grim Reaper of the Bailey. Lord Baroque Van Zeeks is the prosecutor. The prosecutor is the Grim Reaper? When Van Zeek stands for the prosecution, they call the accused his sacrificial lambs. And to this day, in every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, the accused has been damned. What? Okay, so it's just the Edgeworth setup. It's the every prosecutor and ace attorney setup, where they've never lost until they face me. Like, okay. This is not as... okay. So it's reached the desperate situation. So he did send me on a death mission, didn't he? Where there's no one willing to stand in defense against the fella at all. I mean, I guess if we beat the, like, never lost perfect record best prosecutor, that is enough for the, like, head guy to just give us a lawyer certification without any, like, proper schooling. You could say he's a living legend of the Old Bailey. Goodness. Lord Baroque Van Zeeks. He must be an exceptionally talented prosecutor then. Fuck. Talented isn't the word you're looking for, madame. It's cursed. Cursed? What? The defendant is summoned, and his counsel. Please make your way into the courtroom. The trial is about to begin. His counsel? That would be me. Oh god, we're just jumping straight into another trial, aren't we? I don't even... What did this guy even do? Or allegedly do? Oh, 'tis time. Well then, fella, don't let me down. But I don't know anything about the case. You haven't told me what happened. Until you showed your face here, I'd made up my mind, so I had. Sorry? I decided I'd have to defend myself in there. Well, would that have worked? I mean, the same way I did it. But then you made an appearance. A student of law, wouldn't you know? 'Tis no accident, I can assure you of that. 'Tis fate. If you could had the chance to change your fate, would ya? This guy's gonna have every accent. So don't get cold feet now, please. No one can just have like an American accent. I have to give everyone accents in this game. This game is accent practice. I literally know nothing about this case. or about this man who stands accused. In fact, the only thing I do know is that I can't just turn my back on him. Mr. Naruhodo, the man has no one. He'll have to stand alone in that courtroom, armed with nothing to defend himself. Yes, something that Kazuma would never have allowed to happen. Counsel for the defense, what are you doing? If you're late for the start of the trial, you will lose your right to stand. I'll be right there. Oh boy, trial time. It's happening then. My first trial in a British... Oh god, please. I have no idea how I'm... I don't know if I have the brain power for a trial right now. Jack, I need hints. Come back. He's been gone for a while. 18th February. Kinda there you am. The Old Bailey Court. Don't sound too excited. Holy crap. Oh god, that's a lot of witnesses. What the hell? What the hell? What the hell is happening? Ace Attorney, but furries. Get back to the stream. Stop making memes. So this is the highest court in Great Britain. The Old Bailey. The centuries of history in this place is palpable, isn't it? It's so different to the Supreme Court in Japan. It feels both imposing and serene at the same time. The atmosphere almost makes words redundant. Whatever the country, determining a person's guilt or innocence is always a solemn affair. Can the crowd just, like, shut up? May I say something, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yes. What is this camera angle? Why is he, like, at the entire right frame, but, like, not his face? There's his face. Your eyes look ready to pop out of your head again. I know, but I just can't help it. Their animations are, like, really good, though. It's like, that's what, in past 3D Ace Attorney games, it's been like, if this was 2D, I feel like the animations would be better, but not this one. Like, this one already looks very good. Alright, we got a judge. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. We are here today to determine the guilt or innocence of Mr. Magnus McGilded. What a stupid fucking name. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution. What? This guy. Oh, okay. I gotta figure out the prosecutor voice, cause I'm gonna be doing him like constantly. It's probably gonna shift somewhat, but let's just start it out. The prosecution is fully prepared. When's he gonna, like, unband the rope? That must be the Reaper of the Bailey. He really does look fully prepared to dispatch... Oh. Sorry. He really does look fully prepared to dispatch his next poor victim to the underworld. Counsel for the defense, you appear to be... Eastern. This guy's racist, oh boy. Do you speak English? Huh? Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. But he asked if the defense was ready. And I couldn't be further from ready if I tried. There we go, he's uncloaking. Those eyes please me. Nipponies. Huh? They shroud your fear in doubt, your trepidation. They run wild, clinging to some phantom notion of courage. The quintessential look of a sacrificial lamb. Ugh, a cold shiver just ran all the way down my spine, all the way to the tips of my toesies. My toesies are tingling. Ah! Now, Mr. McGilded. Yes, my lord. That's a completely different voice. You stand accused of murder, a capital offense. You could be sent to the gallows if found guilty. Are you quite sure you wish to entrust your defense to this foreigner? Oh boy, I'm about to get a lot of opposition here, aren't I? From a Japanese law student coming into an English court in the turn of the century, like turn of the 20th century. I'm surprised they're even letting me do this. As I've always said, my lord, 'tis a grand thing to give opportunities to the young, even if the fella is a student from some little island off in the Far East. It is not the British way to ignore the dangers to yourself and give those less fortunate a fair chance. It's really not the British way. I like to think that acts of chivalry would do the great British Empire proud. Listen to Mr. McGilded. What a fine gentleman London has in him. Did you hear he donated 5,000 bits to Chuck Batman's Twitch account? It seems as though everyone in the public gallery is firmly behind Mr. McGilded. That's definitely welcome news. He certainly has a way with words. Surprised he couldn't convince anyone to defend him. Like, yeah, just how scary is this Barrock guy that, like, even this dude, like, with the amount of money Mr. McGilded can apparently pay, who cares if you lose? Just take the job and then lose, and then you still, like even the down payment is would probably be enough. Eloquently put, Mr. McGilded, and most laudable sentence. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm sure I need hardly to remind you that you 6 members of the public have been selected for your impartiality. Oh, these aren't the witnesses, this is the jury. There's a jury? Interesting. Okay. This is new. I don't think we've ever had to convince a jury before. Yes, my lord. This guy looks like he's from GNOMEO and JULIET, dude. Look at this character model. Look at the, like, shape, the build. He's like a plastic toy. This guy's Gnome Watson. This guy's from a bit character in GNOMEO and JULIET 2, Sherlock Gnomes, or whatever the title of that movie is. Yes, my lord. If the task is to send rotters to the gallows where they belong, I'm more than ready. At the manor, his lordship always says we should dispose of rubbish promptly. Naturally, I agree. Why does this guy have a knife? Ah! Any criminals here will soon be wishing they never set eyes on me. This is a lot of voices I'm having to come up with on the spot right now. What? She didn't even say anything. Okay, well, we'll figure out hers later then. I feel a chill. it's just drinking on the jurors' booth. Oh, don't mind me, my dears. I'll just be getting on with my knitting. Must finish these mitts for my grandson. Okay, so jurors 4 through 6 are just not paying attention. Got it. Cool. Ah, Mr. Naruhodo, those people are... The jury. Yes. That's something we don't have in Japan yet. And it's something they won't have in the future Ace Attorney games either. The ones set in the future, I mean. That's right. I've only ever read about it. But here in Great Britain, the court's final verdict depends on the opinions of these 6 jurors. They're finally trying out a jury system in Ace Attorney. Interesting. I wonder, I could almost see for like Ace Attorney 7, whenever they eventually make that, if this is like a prelude for that. Like they're just gonna bring in a jury system. Because they teased a jury system in, I think, Apollo Justice. And then, but it was like an experimental thing in the game, and then they never did it. So they just like never had a, they just like never implemented the jury system, really. But, I don't know. The judge passes sentence according to the law, but the jurors determine guilt based on common sense. Oh yeah, we're definitely not seeing Sherlock Sholmes tonight, by the way. Let me frickin' change the stream title. Sherlock Sholmes has not returned. Sherlock Sholmes has not returned. Done. There we go. Fixed. Fixed. But now I can do that without having to, tab out. So the defendant is... Oh, wait, what? Fuck. So the defendant is ultimately judged from 2 completely different points of view. But how exactly did the jurors give their verdict? That I don't know, but didn't I do all this studying to become a lawyer? How do I not know this information? How did I also not know that the murder gives the capital punishment? Like, why do I not know anything? Prosecutor Van Zeeks, my lord. It's been a number of years since we've seen you here in the court. I thought you'd renounced your faith. But he's back. He's back to prosecute this specific rich dude. Weird. I'm known as the Reaper of the Bailey, my lord. Infamy rather than fame, I would say. But yes, 5 years have passed since I last spread my wings in this capacity. So, what brings you back? Is there some change of circumstance of which the court should be aware? I just got bored. And I leave that to your imagination, my lord. He's a vampire, dude. So the Reaper has been out of action for 5 years. Why did he have to choose today of all days to make a comeback, right? Right? Like, don't lose heart, Mr. Naruhodo. Well, you know, the guy who gave me this as a test 100% knew that the Reaper was the prosecutor. That's why he was putting me on this, because none of his other lawyers would do it. And he's like, I can give this guy the job, and if he somehow wins, then I guess I'll make him a lawyer. As you wish, sir. The court nevertheless welcomes your return. I do get the sense that, like, Lord Strongheart genuinely wants me to win this case. Like, he's hoping I will. I don't think he's trying to get this guy thrown under the bus. If he was trying to get this McGilded guy prosecuted, if he wanted that guy dead, he wouldn't have told me at all. He wouldn't have given me the option of defending him at all. Now then, opening statements, I think. I think, even though I'm the judge, you're supposed to know. A summary of the case, if you please. Certainly, my lord. As your lordship is aware, this is a case of overwhelming simplicity. We must be the only ones in here who aren't aware. The incident took place in the late evening, 3 days past. The hour was some minutes after 10. The victim was a maker of building bricks known in the community as Thrice-Fired Mason. Thrice-Fired Mason. He was a very accomplished craftsman. The bricks he fired were said to be almost indestructible. Oh, thrice-fired. Like, into the fires of the brick. Not, like, fired from his job. Interesting. A victim's corpse was discovered in an omnibus in service on the streets of London at the time. A dagger that had been thrust into the victim's abdomen is believed to be the ultimate cause of death. Here is the autopsy report from the investigating medical officer at Scotland Yard. Thank you, Counsel. Alright, the autopsy report's been added. Crime scene photograph has been added. Let's look at this stuff. Just so we have some idea of what's going on. What is this? Armband I inherited from identifies the wearers of defense. Okay. Name, Thrice-Fired Mason. Age, 54, occupation, brickmaker. 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Stabbed once in the abdomen with a knife whilst journeying on an omnibus. Died to an internal hemorrhage. Okay. And then this picture. Some little writing up there. Knife. Okay, not much yet. What is this writing? Oh, I'm curious. Alright. And one further item of evidence. The prosecution wishes to submit these as well. And these are... Good Lord! Is that blood, Counsel? Blood? In a murder trial? I've never seen that before. That's fucking crazy. What? Yes, my lord. Seized by a policeman who arrived at the scene. These gore-soaked gloves were taken from the hands of the accused when he was arrested. What? Mr. McGilded's gloves had blood on them? Yes, I will accept these as evidence as well. Okay, so we got gloves. We got leather gloves. I backed into a corner before I even started. Continuing. According to the driver of the omnibus, there were only 2 passengers traveling inside. Let me guess. The only people in the omnibus were my client and the dead body. Great. Obviously, one of those passengers was the deceased brickmaker, Mr. Mason. The other was the accused, Magnus McGilded. Only the first 3 jurors reacted. Yeah, I was 100% right. I was 100% right. The other 3 jurors are not paying attention. Well, rather damning circumstances, to say the least. Hey, Casey. Welcome to the stream. I'm playing some great Ace Attorney. This is a Ace Attorney prequel game set 100 years in the past, starring, like, the ancestor of Phoenix Wright. I'm currently in Britain, defending somebody from British. Well, just watch, you'll see. Well, rather damning circumstances, to say the least. My friend Jack was here too, but he said BRB 30 minutes ago, 40 minutes ago. I don't know how long. It's been a while. I don't know where he disappeared to. Defendant, what say you? He's still like, he's got the screen. Is Herlock Sholmes' ancestors in the game? Herlock Sholmes himself is into game, baby. Oh yeah. Well, he's not. Last trial he was here. He hasn't shown up today yet. I changed the stream title from Herlock Sholmes has returned to Herlock Sholmes has not returned because we haven't seen him yet. I'm on case 3 right now. The VODs of case 2 have a lot of Herlock Sholmes, but I don't know when or if he's going to appear in this case though. But of course, I have no recollection of such a thing. Okay, this is the guy we're defending. Very, very strange man. I don't know what his accent is supposed to be, but Mr. McGilded. To be sure, I rode the omnibus that evening, but whenever I'm in a carriage, I'm taken with a fierce tiredness. I always succumb to it. Are you claiming to have been asleep when a guy was stabbed? Oh, you're fucked. 'Tis the motion of the carriage, my lord. Lilt, so it is. And when I opened my eyes again, 'twas a desperate sight before me. The body of a man I'd never laid eyes on before in my life. McGilded the demo man. Yeah, I'm fluctuating between Scottish and Irish with him constantly. I don't really know what he's supposed to be because he says like ting instead of thing, but then he also says yusa sometimes. Like that's not that's like New Yorker shit. I don't know. Now I ask yusa. There we go. See, he says yusa. Like I don't know what his voice is supposed to be. Now I ask yusa. Now I ask yusa. Yes or no, sir. Now I ask yusa. What good-hearted soul wouldn't? And then with that one, I don't even. That's Boston. What good-hearted soul wouldn't? Now I ask you, sir, what good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying about my gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand. So the blood got onto the gloves then, after the man had been killed. I mean, that's believable. The thing that's, like, gonna get him convicted is the fact that he was the only one in the carriage. And this guy's, like, a scary vampire prosecutor that's gonna, like, kill her. He's not actually a vampire, but... Unfortunately, that statement of the drivers is only the beginning. What? That's not all of it? There were multiple witnesses to the precise moment at which the brickmaker was fatally stabbed. Now we get the reaction. What this is juror number 4 a juror? Next time I watch you do a play, I'm going to scream, "Say you, sir." Break accent. Don't you dare, I'll destroy you. Order! 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 The Yusa is breaking my accent, though. When the killing took place, only the victim and the accused were inside the carriage, and there were witnesses to the crime. This is not just a case of compelling evidence. It's the nail in the coffin for the accused. Get it? Get it? Nail in the coffin, because he's gonna be hanged, and also because they call me the Grim Reaper of the Old Bailey. Nice pun! Thank you, counsel. The circumstances of the crime have been made quite clear. I think we will hear testimony from these witnesses first of all. Your wish is my command. Bailiff! Bring the witnesses in at once. That was a good that was a good bailiff shot. Oh god, there's witnesses and jurors. There's like 20 people in here. I have to do so many voices. I hope the one with the typewriter just never talks. Witnesses, your names and occupations. Beppo? His name's Beppo? Beppo. My name is... Well, everyone calls me Beppo. Biff! Whack his pee-pee. Hey, I drive an omnibus in the East End. Fair play? Bruce Fairplay? What? Okay. Bruce Fairplay. I'm a banker in the city. My name's First. Lady First. I, make hats for gents. Let's begin by confirming the facts. 3 days ago, a short time after 10 o'clock in the evening, all of you present in the stand were in an omnibus and witness to the aforementioned incident. I'm gonna be an expert at British accents by the time I'm done with this game, if I keep doing these voices, because all these characters are... Is that correct? Yes, sir! I already forgot what I was doing for it. Quite right. Yes, sir, that's right, sir. Tuesday? Very well then, let's proceed to your formal testimonies, please. Each of you will tell the court precisely what you saw. The trials are going to be so much longer in this game with all these witnesses. The like original Ace Attorney games do not have multiple witnesses on the stand at the same time, Casey, but this game does. What am I? Oh, I'm getting. Hold on. It was the last bus of the evening, so I had few customers. I remember it well. Remember it well. I don't know what voice to give cold, old, shivering man. The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. Then, out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts. Okay, if they were in a bus and they were the only ones in there, how did all of these people see it? I'm calling bullshit on all of this, dude. Also, the Wario mustache. The W mustache. The W mustache into sideburns. What a look. And that jawline. This dude's hot. Okay, we're moving on. My hat keeps falling off. That's right. He stabbed him. I screamed. I did. I couldn't help it. As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus. And then I saw it too. Different voice every time, but I think I've landed on one. Unambiguous testimony, I must say. Exactly, my lord. These men witnessed the incident in the omnibus with their own eyes. I'd like to ask a question, if I may. Yes, counsel? Well, this testimony makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. Why not? Well, The incident took place inside a moving carriage, didn't it? As has been clearly stated from the outset, yes. Well, in that case, how could those two witnesses possibly have seen what happened? Yeah, the ones that were outside of the carriage. There's no way they could have seen the inside of the moving carriage. The old man's joke be that he changes accent every time he speaks. I mean, that's like half my characters though. That's the defendant has the same joke. How quaint. I'd read that civilization in the Eastern Island nations. I'd read that civilization in the Eastern Island nations was a good century behind our own. But you're here in London yourself. Are you really so ignorant about our omnibuses? Huh? Tell me, my Nipponese friend. Have you ever traveled in an omnibus? Well, no. We only arrived in London this morning. No matter. I've arranged for us all to see for ourselves. The actual scene of the crime, that is. What? Do you mean the actual scene? How? The carriage is designed to be moved, after all. Presumably you understand that much. Yeah. The omnibus in which this bloody crime took place is here today, in this very building. Here? What? The entire carriage? Bailiff! Bring forth the stricken omnibus! Are we bringing the bus in the... Just bring the frickin' carriage in the courtroom. Fuck it. So that's an omnibus. The omnibus. I can't believe they could bring something so enormous in here. Great Britain's courtrooms are amazing. As you can see, the omnibus is pulled by 2 horses and can carry up to 8 passengers. They brought the whole ass bus, yeah. Okay, but they clarified there were only 2 people in here, so even if there were people up here, they shouldn't have been able to see the... I still don't understand. Unless... No, because the victim was inside, not up here, so it's not like 4 passengers seated inside the enclosed cabin, and another 4 on the rooftop deck above. And every Londoner knows that the best views of the city's architecture and sights are to be had from the top of an omnibus. And I should point out to our foreign guests that there is a static... Okay, that explains it. There's a skylight. There's a skylight in the roof, allowing a view of the interior from the seats above. Okay, so 2 witnesses up here. Window. Body in here. Alleged killer over here. Or over here. I don't know. Somewhere on this side. You couldn't see the kill. I mean, maybe you could see him reach over. But, like... I feel like I don't know how clear the view through this window is. Skylight. Oh! Oof! The penny drops at last, I see. These 2 gentlemen were occupying the rooftop seats on this omnibus when the murder took place. That is how they came to witness the grim incident. Through the skylight. Oh, that makes perfect sense. Well, counsel, this is a first. In all my years behind the bench, I've never experienced the crime scene itself being brought into the court. Oh, fuck, my hair is falling off my head. Hold on. His wig's falling off. There are a number of important clues remaining inside the carriage, my lord. I would like to submit the omnibus itself as evidence. That is the prosecution's wish. Very well, I see no reason why not. This omnibus is hereby formally accepted as evidence. The omnibus has been added to the court record. Okay, hold on. The entire crime scene entered as evidence. What the hell? Can I, like, examine it? Can I, like, see inside? Phoenix Wright Omnibus? What? Why is the omnibus named after the main character of the main games? I mean, that joke actually works though, because like in the Japanese version of the games, the main like his name is not Phoenix Wright, so they just like it technically that's the Japanese developers referencing the English localization of their own game. Still weird though. Hold on. Job Masters London. Can I like look inside this thing? Okay, you can get a pretty good view of this seat, but not the seats down here. Yes, and there's a lamp in the enclosed cabin, so I'm sure the witnesses would have been able to see quite clearly. The Japanese name is Phoenix Wrong. Phoenix Wong, the abomination. That's not good for us. Okay, do we have anything else I can... So this is the roof deck of the omnibus. Oh, you must have a wonderful view of London streets from up here. So people sit all the way up here on bitter winter nights with the cold air rushing past them? And they have to pay money to do so? Brr. Can't imagine how cold it must feel. That just made me think of something horrible. Can you imagine being dragged around the city in the freezing cold as a punishment? Perhaps that is the real price you pay to stay out late. Is Japan warmer than Great Britain? Like, they're relatively in the same geographical location relative to their, like, continent, respective continent. But, like, England's probably a bit more north, I'd imagine. I don't know. So this is the roof deck of the omnibus. Oh, didn't we click on this already? Yeah, okay. Omnibus, omnibus, omnibus. Well, let's open the door and go inside, shall we? Ugh, the scene of a murder. We're just going into the crime scene. How cold is it? I don't know, I'm inside. It was like 80 today here in Austin. Oh, it's supposed to be like 30 later this week. Fucking Texas, man. Yeah! But, we're just investigating the inside. We're just investigating a crime scene in the courtroom while everybody else there just waits around for us to do this. Goofy ass shit. Alright. There's a blood stain. Imagine if the body was still in here. Like there's just like a stabbed body in here. That's blood that's soaked into the seat. The victim's, obviously. Yes, and that seat would clearly be clearly visible from the roof deck. Would you really stab somebody in full view of the other passengers like that, I wonder? It's colder in Arizona than it is there right now. What the fuck? Yeah, what's the weather where you are? Also, we lost Jack. Damn. And there was a lamp on in here, so perhaps the culprit couldn't see anything outside through the skylight. Whichever way you look at it, it doesn't seem like it was a planned attack. I wish this... I don't know why the game has like a mouse, like a normal ass mouse cursor on the screen when I'm rotating. I wish this thing would just move. This built-in cursor. It's kind of weird that there's like two cursors. Ah, that's a poster for the great exhibition that's due to start 6 months from now. There's a lot of focus being drawn to the Crystal Tower, the centerpiece of the whole exposition. It's like in the 50s right now. I mean, right now, this moment, it's probably in the 50s. Yeah, I'm inside in my apartment, so I don't know. But, like when the sun was out today, it was like 80. Ooh, the Crystal Tower. It's under construction already, I believe. People all over London must be fizzing with excitement. Fizzing? At the prospect of such a grand event. Oh, the people are like soda. London Crystal Tower. Okay, what is this? I guess that's just the outside of the carriage. I gotta like drag this. Is there like an easier way to drag the screen around? Not really. Hold on. No, I kind of just gotta drag it with my Pressing WASD moves this cursor, but it doesn't move the, like... It doesn't move the full cursor. That's weird. That's just the Eiffel Tower. Are they just building the Eiffel Tower 2? The Eiffel Tower 2! This time it's British! Ah, that's a poster for the Great Exhibition that's due to start 6 months from now. There's a lot of... that is what I clicked on before. But, okay. Alright. See, when you're investigating, it'll, like, checkmark the stuff you already checked. But for some reason, when you're doing that during a trial, it does not. This seat looks reasonably soft, but it's actually rather hard when you sit on it. And only just wide enough for 2 gentlemen to sit side by side, really. Of course, an English gentlewoman would be dressed in such finery. It would be quite impossible for her to climb up to the roof deck, so she would have to be seated in here. A woman in a woman in a kimono would have the same problem. Women's clothes are very impractical, aren't they? Okay, Okay, this suspicious frickin' drawer under the chair. Somebody could have hidden in here and done the killing. The seat has a handle, let's see. Oh, okay, wait, it opens up that way? Okay, I thought it was like a pull-out drawer. That complicates things a little bit. What is in here, though? It was just like, I just imagining this happening, like, in the courtroom is so funny. Like, Barak von Zeeks and the defendant, the prosecutor and the defendant and the judge and the jurors and the witnesses and the audience are all just sitting around twiddling their thumbs outside while I, like, dig stuff out of this, like, little drawer down here. It's so goofy. And they're like, we didn't give the player an investigation segment before the trial, so we're gonna give them an investigation segment during the trial. This looks like all sorts of equipment that might be needed to keep the omnibus running. Feeding tubes, tools to repair wheels, blankets, horseshoeing tools. So it's a storage compartment for the coachman to keep his things, it seems. There doesn't seem to be any space for passengers to stow their luggage, that's for sure. Unless their luggage is, like, really small, like this thing is. Well, I don't imagine it would be very convenient for that purpose anyway, since it opens up, yeah. Back. Is there anything in... Why do I have to read this text every time? Make sure I checked everything in here. So we got the blood. We got the blood. We got the little dresser thing. We got the poster. Let's check the sky view from down here. It's quite a large skylight, isn't it? Yes, quite large enough to afford a good view into the cabin from the roof deck. And there doesn't appear to be a handle or catch of any description. So I suppose it can't be opened from inside, at least. So nobody could have jumped down here and killed. Alright. And we've checked that already. I think we've got I think we've got everything in here, unless this door handle is checkable. Have you seen enough? Let's step back outside. Okay, we're just going back outside. Alright, I think we're done looking at this. I think we're done looking at the crime scene. Alright, back to the trial. I can't believe it. The entire crime scene entered as evidence. And we just spent 10 minutes investigating it during the trial? Yes, Great Britain is simply extraordinary. I could help myself. Okay, I already gave it an examination. Let us continue with proceedings then. Took way too long in the frickin' crime scene. Let's go cross-examination. Play don't expect this Nipponese stray to understand the intricacies of a British court's cross-examination rights. Oh yeah, the prosecutor's racist, by the way. Alright, my first examination at a British court. Discombobulate! Or I guess maybe more like recombobulate if he's focusing. What the witnesses saw. Dum dum dum. It was the last bus of the evening, so I had few customers. I remember it well. What if I just gave him a fucking like Porky Pig thing? The victim and the man accused of killing him was sat next to each other inside the bus. Okay, we need to be. Wait, let's review. Last bus of the evening, so few customers. I remember it well. The victim and the man accused of killing him was sat next to each other on the bus. Okay, last bus of the evening. The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other on the bus. Got it. They were next to each other? Okay, that... I figured they were across the way. So that means that these people could have just seen him, both the killer and the victim. The whole crime scene in the frickin' court. For real, dude. Then out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his... Then out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts. That's right, he stabbed him. I screamed, I did. I couldn't help it. As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my... So you didn't really see anything. I mean, maybe you saw him with that, like, hand in the... But you didn't really see anything. I'm gonna press this one. What exactly did you see? Yeah, okay. What did this guy see? Let's establish that. Oh, right, I can, like, point out the controversy. Like, if other people react to what he's saying, I can, like, point it. God, that's weird. So I can, like, move between them. I'll move between them during the, It's a good UI. I like this. Okay. Can I, like, scroll wheel through them, too? Yeah, okay. Awesome. And then I can press space to, like, pursue. But nobody's reacting to it, really, so... Oh, well, sir, that would be the passenger, sir. Yes, collapsed on the floor, he was. And by the passenger, obviously you are referring to the victim, Mr. Mason, the brickmaker. And then the other passenger had that knife in his hand, like... That's just the whole voice. By the other passenger, obviously you are referring to the accused, Mr. Magnus McGill. Okay, he's goading him. This guy said nothing about which passengers were. He doesn't know shit. And then he blah 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 plunged it down like this. It's just a stab, and the other passenger and Porky Pig ass dude in the trial. What? What is... My lord. What? Juror number God, there's 6 jurors. I have to remember what voices I gave them. Holy shit. This is voice acting challenge. Have 12 characters in the courtroom and have to remember what their voices are. My mind is made up, my lord. Completely and utterly made up. These are not going to be consistent. Made up about what? I don't like the stinking rich. Never have. They're always up to something or other than they shouldn't be, every one of them. And that little leprechaun of a man is no exception. Well, it can't fool me. Ooh. So they vote by hitting fire into a giant Ace Attorney fan dub, but it's all Coleman. Yeah, I mean, that is just what's happening. There's no point wasting time listening to any more of this. That's my opinion on the matter anyway. Hold it! Oh, it's the what? Oh no, they're all voting already? Huh? Huh? This is not good. Jurors should have... That is precisely... Alright, and here we have the, I made this joke earlier, but no one was here. We have the Sherlock Gnomes character. We have the GNOMEO and Juliet character. That is precisely what I was about to say. It's not that squeaky, but it's a little high. As the foreman of the jury... Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! He's James Corden. If James Corden played a character in Romeo and Juliet. I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait for you to digest that statement. Gnome. Gnome. It's me, James Corden, and I'm a gnome now. What does James Corden sound like? Frick. As the foreman of the jury, it's my duty to set a good example to my fellow jurors. Cool. So 2 of them have already voted. Oh god. I don't know. Yeah, no, I can't do a James Corden impression, but I would if I could, because that guy is he's just Sherlock Gnomes James Corden. This guy's still here. Hey, welcome back. Did you see? Did you see James Corden as depicted by GNOMEO and Juliet? Let me see. Yes, it seems I'm liking it so far. I like all of these characters are very I can't tell what accent the defendant is supposed to have. Please help me, Jack. Let me see. Yes, it seems that's how the members of the jury give their verdicts. With fire? Apparently, yes. White for innocent, black for guilty. Yeah, he's Irish. Why does he say USA then? I don't. This is good. This is dialect practice. I need to like have it be every accent at once. He's fluctuating between Irish and Scottish constantly. The defendant is. It's a whole thing. Also, there's so many voices to do. I need help. This is dialects acting, voice acting class. Like, there's so many characters. There's 6 jurors, 3 witnesses, 1 prosecutor, 1 judge, and then me and Susa. There's like 12 people in here. Usually there's like 1 voice I have to do per trial. A group playthrough of this game, so many. We wouldn't be able to assign all the characters ahead of time. We'd just be like, all right, you're this juror, you're this juror, you're this juror. Have fun. One by one, they each cast a ball of fire into the great scales of justice, as we saw a moment ago. Everybody would get to voice everybody, yeah. So if those enormous scales fall completely to the black side, does that mean... Let's do our very best to make sure that doesn't happen. Ugh. Now I'm even more worried than I was before. Very well. The court acknowledges the change in the jury's stats. Counsel for the defense, please continue with their... Can they, like, unvote when they voted? Von Zeeks. Dude. Give me motivation to try to see you in person. In-person group playthrough. Do you ever come to Texas anymore, Casey? Yeehaw! Counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination. Please continue playing the game. Ha! This is a nightmare. I hope you like. It took me a second to find a Von Zeek's voice, but I'm really liking how it's going. By the way, Jack. He's a cool character. All right. So when it happened, the only 2 people in the enclosed cabin area were the victim and the defendant. And so help me, 3 whole people witnessed the man I'm trying to defend do the deed. I don't like to be pessimistic, but we do seem to be in rather difficult situation here. Ugh. What am I supposed to think here? There are 3 old witnesses. Is Mr. McGilded really innocent? Or could it be... Before we jump to conclusions, our first task should be to gather information. He's cool. He feels like he's like Edgeworth and Von Karma blended in. He's like Edgeworth and Manfred Von Karma blended into one prosecutor. Yes, you're absolutely right. Let's listen to those witness statements again a little more carefully this time. It was the last of the bus this evening, so I had a few... Okay, wait. I haven't pressed any of the other statements, so let's do... He's also got some Godot in him, really? I haven't seen that side of him yet, but... Yes, I think it was sometime after 10, wasn't it? Oh, yes, sir, that's right, sir. Yes, ever so cold it was, sir. Freezing, in fact. And you had 4 passengers on board at the time. Is that correct? Yes, that's right, sir. Not at all traveling in the same parts of the bus. Of course, no. And there were no other passengers when the incident took place. No one alighted, for example? Yeah, you're quite right with that, sir. No other passengers... Wait, alighted? What does he mean by that? No other passengers like that. No, none. So nobody fled the scene of the crime then. Oh, alighted. They left. Okay. They alighted away. They alighted away. Loves drinking a drink during the court trial and has a big old backstory. Does he now? Does he have a big old backstory now? Excellent. I have to say, the boss insists on it running, he does. Every evening, the last boss of the day. Oh, but I do wonder sometimes if it's altogether worthwhile. Yes, so sorry to say. No reactions from any of these goobers yet. Okay. What do you mean by that? Well, with it being so gold and everything, or only making 20 pence on the run, you see. Yes, I spent that much at the pub on the way home just trying to warm up again. Yeah, no, it's obvious when they have a reaction. They'll be like a doon, and then you move over to them. Yeah, I know. The victim and the man accused of killing him was sat next to each other inside the bus. And you saw them through the skylight in the roof of the carriage. That's right. When you sit up on the top deck, the window's right there at your feet. I just like scrolling between them because it's fun. The game also makes a noise. Yeah, that makes sense. There was a lamp on inside, so I had a pretty good view. The two of them were wearing hats, and I couldn't exactly make out... he couldn't make out either of their faces, huh? Huh, interesting, isn't it? But there's not a shred of doubt in my mind that it was Mr. McGilded. How can you be so sure? Well, how can I put it politely? McGilded is a gentleman of rather compact stature. I couldn't have mistaken him for anyone else. Let's not forget that when the vehicle came to a halt, the only people inside the enclosed cabin were the deceased Mr. Mason and Mr. McGilded. There's no room for doubt here. Ugh, I really wish there was. Then out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged. I love this guy's, like, face. The jaw, the like, V jawline and the W mustache is amazing.
Hold it!
You actually saw the exact moment it happened? Didn't I already testify to that? Or our fair dinkum, hard-working city bank is not considered trustworthy these days. Oh, no, I didn't mean that. This is no good. I've really got his back up. Perhaps you could just tell us what you saw in a little more detail. My lord, if you'll forgive the interruption. Ah, German number 2. Go on. Great, she's frickin' voting. Mr. McGilded is a pillar of society and a gentleman, and a gentleman's word should be sacrosanct. However, those of us in service know we must accept hard truths. Unbiased my ass! Two of these jurors have, like, actively stated their own personal opinions. Dispose of the rubbish. Okay. Jury system problem number 1. Why are they allowed to vote before the trial is over? Why? Why are they like this? I don't wish to cause offense, but I do like to eradicate all traces of filth and grime. Oh no. Why is this one? I have painstakingly typed every word uttered here today and cross-referenced all the facts. As such, I am now in a position to draw the only logical conclusion from 5 seconds of trial. Okay. Fuck off, then. These people are not patient, are they? I mean, none of them want to be here, probably. But she's, like, going to all this effort to, like, type everything. Oh god, we have, like, majority guilty already. There are only 2 left. We've had it. Every time I press these witnesses for more information, I just make the situation worse. Nevertheless, oh god, the jurors don't have the patience to, like, watch me press everyone, do they? Shoot. What we need more than anything at the moment is more information. We're still very much in the dark. I suppose I'll just have to keep pressing the witnesses, knowing that more sparks may well fly. If they all vote, though, I'm screwed. There's only 2 left. We mustn't give up hope that we'll uncover something that will give us a way to fight back. But... alright, I'll keep trying. I can't give up. I just need to keep calm and listen to the witnesses' statements again. That's right. He stabbed him. I screamed, I did, he couldn't help it. Okay, so we've pressed all of these. This one seems useless, but I guess I'll press it because it's the only one I haven't pressed. He stabbed him, you say. And you were sitting on the up on the roof deck, were you? Richard Wellington would be... Who? Stop! Okay. Yeah, you keep bringing up this Richard Wellington. You're hyping me up for a case. Is Richard Wellington the, like, a mere punching ball? Richard Wellington really wouldn't struggle like you did. Okay, alright. Alright, sir. Yes, that's right, sir. I was up on the roof seats. I remember seeing the little gent standing next to the fellow that was stabbed. Standing? Hold on. Sitting next to the... I can't read. He's the banana guy from Justice for All. What? I literally do not remember that character. Oh my god. The banana guy in Justice for... The villain from the first case? I don't remember that case at all. Oh my god. I'd been thinking about new hat design, you see. So I was just gazing absent-mindedly around. But then I happened to look down through the skylight. Banana. It was sticking right out from his belly, that huge, great knife. Oof. A grim sight indeed. Oh, your dad still lives in Texas, Casey? Cool. Is he even still here? I just read that chat message from like 20 minutes ago. It like just clicked in my brain. Ah, that didn't help me at all. Just having a side conversation with him. I just stopped having the side conversation. Focus on the game. The jury look even more convinced my client did it than they were. Okay. I don't like the jury system. That appears to have made everyone even more dubious that Mr. McGilded is telling the truth. Why? Did he say something stupid? No, he's just more... Okay. If only we had some evidence to counter their sus among us. Mr. First! Oh, yes, sir. Is this the knife you saw? Oh, good grief. Yes, that's it, the very one, sir. Is that... Yes, counsel. This is the blade that was driven into the victim's belly like a stake through the heart. His name is like... Hold on. His name's like Ladies First, right? Like, it's a pretty obvious one. Lady First. And then this guy's name is just Fair Play. Like, they didn't try very hard with the pun there. And then this guy's name is just Beppo, so I don't know what the bit is there, but... Yes, counsel. This is the blade that was driven into the victim's belly like a stake through the heart. He makes a lot of vampire references. Okay, is this guy... I don't know if he's British or, like... Transylvanian, you know? I'm kind of doing both at the same time. Just kind of like a general, like, a bit of a... I don't know. I like what I'm doing for him. It's settling in. It's settling in. That is a blade of considerable size, counsel. It is. And furthermore, the scabbard is emblazoned prominently with a certain initial. The letter M. Which seems oddly familiar. Ugh, please, no. M for Magnus, perhaps? Or McGilded, possibly? Take your pick. It seems this particular big name in London made a magnificent mistake. M, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. This guy's a bit of a jokester. Like, he has, like, a straight vibe, but he's doing, like, vampire puns and, like, this M joke. He's got a little more of a sense of humor than Edgeworth does, to be honest. But there are M's everywhere. Like, yes! Like in Mason!
Objection!
Objection! This blade is far too extravagant for a poor brickmaker to have owned. No! This weapon of murder almost certainly belongs to the accused. He's a unique prosecutor. I know I keep comparing him to people, but he's very much his own. He's got his own deal going on. Feels like he actually wants to solve the mystery. Really? I guess he just doesn't know there's a mystery yet. Ugh. Not conclusive, but certainly compelling. He does seem like interested. He seems like weirdly interested in the details rather than most of the prosecutors who are just like, how quickly can I get a guilty verdict? The murder weapon has been turned into a courtroom. My lord, I wish to speak. I've finished my drink and I'm ready to go home. As the master of the London Guild of Coachmen, the idea of a murder being committed on one of the city carriages is utterly abhorrent to me. It wouldn't be right to make a decision before hearing all the facts, though, I said to myself. But now I have made a decision. But I've heard enough now. The horse has bolted, as they say. No, no, please, we haven't even got to the... Gee up now, Silver Blaze! The finish is in sight! Oh, God. This is already dire. Beppo is a long-standing member of the guild, and I trust what the man says. Oh, yeah, they are both wearing this, like, outfit, aren't they? Oh, thank you, sir. You're too kind, sir. This is too unkind, sir. Which now means that 5 jurors agree to condemn this man. Well, there's only one more. Hoo-hoo, hoo-hoo-hoo. Madame Juror number 6. Number 6. Yes, dearie, what can I do for you? You have heard the testimonies of the witnesses in the stand. Oh, yes, I certainly have. Still got my hearing, you know. I would hope you're on a murder trial. Then pray tell, why are you yet to pronounce your leaning? Well, dear, the thing is, I'm a creature of habit, me. I always go to the park at around this time of day and sit on a nice bench and get off. She's not going to proclaim her verdict until she's finished knitting this, hasn't she? That's my timer. There's a lovely little park just near where I live. McGilded Park, it's called. Oh, she likes the park. Okay. The gentleman donated it to the city, you know. To put a smile on Londoners' faces, he said. No, all of these jurors are, like, actively biased and stating their bias clearly and plainly in the courtroom. Okay. I can't imagine such a... Her bias just happens to help me. I can't imagine such a fine young gentleman would have it in him to take another man's life. He is always doing wonderful things for the city. That's right, a man like that wouldn't stab someone, surely. Mother, may we go to Gilded Park Library and public library? He made a library too? Okay. How many Londoners live with their heads in the clouds? Do you people not know? What kind of a man Magnus McGilded really is? Oh, it's personal. What kind of a man is he? The philanthropist Magnus McGilded has enough wealth to purchase the entire city he claims to value so highly. But where did all that wealth come from? Your client is a Shylock, sir, and one with the very darkest of souls. What? Stone the crows! McGilded lends money at extortionate rates of interest, so his victims have no hope of repaying him. When they default, he takes possession of everything they own. He is a vulture that plays on the weak. Shakespeare reference, I'm cultured. I've never heard any mention of that before. Your faculties haven't deserted you, I'm sure, madam. So has this thought not crossed your mind? Would a man wealthy enough to buy London in its entirety not have a carriage of his own? What possible reason could this man have had to make use of an public omnibus service? Blah, blah, blah. You're not saying that The victim, a poor brickmaker, had next to nothing to his name save considerable financial liability. It will come as no surprise that his creditor was the accused, Mr. Magnus McGilded. But let it also be known that the very day Mr. Mason was killed was the final repayment date for his debts. Good gracious! The brickmaker was destitute. He had lost his house. He had not a shilling with which to repay his debts. And in the end, his pitiful soul had the very last thing he owned taken from him. His life. This character is almost as fun to do a voice for as Herlock is. My goodness. By the merciless philanthropist pretender, Magnus McGilded. I don't believe it. Bum 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 bum. If I might add something briefly, Mr. Sato, your claim that the victim had something I didn't read it. Your claim that the victim had been lent money by McGilded. But where is the evidence to support your claim? Oh, he's pouring some wine. Okay, Godot energy. All right. Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hollowed chalice in a quarter. I'm gonna have to like get a drink cup and like fill it with something for like authentic actor roleplay. I just drink wine during the stream. Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hollowed chalice in a court of law. Aha! There it is! Lord Von Zeke's hollowed chalice! Hollowed chalice, Pog! How could this be considered acceptable? But I find myself in unexpectedly good humor. I had heard ladies from the far east could show great courage, but I didn't expect to experience it myself. Ah, as a judicial assistant to the defense, I'm simply doing my job. What a pity that your display of courage is in vain. This is the Debtors Ledger, which details all monies loaned by the accused. You will find the victim's name clearly recorded inside. Clearly. Oh. Allow me to present this ledger as evidence. And pray forgive the discourtesy of raising my chalice in a toast to the enigmatic East at the same time. A marvelous toast, Counsel. I will gladly accept this new evidence. The hollow chalice! Let's fucking go! It made an appearance in progress! Oh, yeah! The Debtors Ledger has been added to the court record. Okay, let's look at this thing. Ah, yes, 20 guineas. The victim owed a considerable sum. Catalog of people who borrowed money for the dependent. High rate of interest. Let's open this. Let's open this thing up and get a look at it. This portfolio must contain all sorts of secrets of London's gentry. Oh dear, do you really think we ought to look inside? Well, it's not as though we know any of London's gentry personally, is it? Apart from our great detective friend, perhaps. Actually, I wonder. Oh god, what if Herlock is in here? That'd be so funny. Gosh, it's full of gentlemen's names, isn't it? Well, I suppose they're probably not all gentlemen at all, are they? After all, not everyone in this country is well off. Ah, goodness! What is it? Look at this! Do you see the name here? Bruce Fairplay. Oh, no. Okay, I feel like all of the witnesses are going to be in here. That's sus. Bruce Fairplay, the witness testifying at this very moment. Oh, yes, of course, the banker. Why is his name in here? Ah, he borrowed 20 guineas, did he? Yeah, they want this guy dead so they don't have to repay him. It's possible that it's just a coincidence, of course, but this could be very useful information. Yeah, okay. Is there more info on this side, or is it just the same? Yeah, okay, same thing. Alright, hold the button down. Okay. Alright, so That's some useful info. Among the defendants' list of debtors is Bruce Fairplay, who would have been due to repay his loan imminently. Okay. And the accursed made quite certain he had ample recompense. Well, it would seem I've had the wool pulled over my eyes. Regrettably, madam, that is the modus operandi of the accused. And it's such a pretty little park, too. What a scoundrel! Oh no, that's all the jurors. Still, maybe it's all for the best. Wait a minute! I don't stand for nonsense. Oh, God. This is so extra, isn't it? Like, they gotta, like, hammer their fires into a frickin'... Okay. That was it. The last juror's decision. According to this encyclopedia of law, when all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended, and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. That's what it says here. The final verdict. It's over then. There's a footnote, though. A footnote? However, the defense... All 6 members of the jury are now in agreement in this case. Allow me to convey my respect for your swift and righteous decision. According to the laws of this country, I will now conclude the trial by delivering my final verdict. I trust there are no objections. Fuck. Mr. Sato, just tell me one thing. Oh, yes? You were in the middle of saying something before. The footnote in your encyclopedia, however, the defense. What is it? What did it say next? Oh, yes, of course. One moment. When all members of the jury have concluded the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended, and the footnote says, however, the defense has the right to demand a summation examination of the jurors at this point. I don't know what that is, but we're going for it.
Objection!
Objection! Summation examination. From which century has that tome you have there been resurrected? Ah! Judging from the binding, I would say that book's at least 50 years old. Any modern text on British law wouldn't even give such an antiquated procedure a mention. It's a relic, long forgotten, and certainly no longer practiced. One of my favorite songs in the game is coming up. Ooh, alright. Plays discombobulate instead. Dun 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 dun! So you're out of luck. Oh. I just noticed the armband that he wears. Okay, that's cool. Because I was looking at that in the court record. What even is it, Miss Susato? VOD muted. The VOD hasn't been muted, as far as I know. I just get copyright claimed on YouTube every time. This so-called summation examination. Oh, one moment, and I'll read about it. You would demand the right to a procedure before you even understand what it entails. Humph. Typical Nipponese. Alright, Mr. Naruhodo, I think I understand. It seems that under this procedure we would be able to appeal to the members of the jury. To do what, exactly? Appeal to them to change their leaning and reverse their decisions. It says here that, if successful, the proceedings of the trial must be resumed. Make them reverse their decisions. Yes, in times gone by, barristers would use a summation examination to attempt to influence the jury's decision. But that procedure became something of a formality with no practical benefit, really. So it rather fell out of use. I wonder why. Because it was devoid of purpose. Changing just one member of the jury's mind would be hard enough, let alone several. No self-respecting defense barrister would even assert his right to try in this day and age. I don't see any mention of the procedure actually being formally revoked. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that although it may be antiquated and largely forgotten, it isn't yet extinct. I like how she sasses him. Like, she's so cool. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Summation examination. Our last possible option. Do we assert our right to carry it out, or... let's do it, dude. The defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination, my lord.
Objection!
London is the capital city of the most powerful nation on earth. We have a duty to the world to exemplify the very highest standards of judicial procedure. Summation examinations are an embarrassment that should remain buried.
Objection!
Oh, you're right, his objection is so. It's not even on full voice. It's like, objection, objection. It's so quiet. That's why I haven't even noticed that he's done it yet. But if it's alright, it's alright. I believe it could prove vital in it. Like, he's probably done it already and I haven't even noticed. His yes, the yes is louder. I don't know why. The defense's position is perfectly valid. The court will proceed with the summation examination. This is madness. Foreman, are you and the remainder of the jury ready? Well, I'm not, I gotta go host late night with James Corden. I gotta go do carpool karaoke. There was no mention of this in the letter I received, you see, so... All members of the jury will be asked to explain on what grounds they have reached the virgin objection versus the Chad objection. Right? Like, Beric von Zeeks just destroys him in the objection department. All members of the jury will be asked to explain on what grounds they have reached their decision. On what grounds? You must all justify your decisions and explain why you believe the defendant to be guilty. Well, my lord, you're rather putting us on the spot. This is most irregular. No mention was made of this before. I don't really hold with all this justifying lark. I don't know, like, she's a juror, but she's just playing, what's the, like, job of the courtroom person who just literally types in everything that has been said? That seems to have thrown the jurors off. Seems none of them have experienced this before. Alright then, the summation examination. A defense procedure no practicing lawyer has attempted for years, is it? Well, just maybe. It might be the opportunity we've been looking for to turn this trial around. So be it then. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court hereby calls upon you to state the grounds on which you find the defendant, Magnus Magudit, guilty of this most serious crime. Judicial findings. The jurors' contentions. There was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it has to have been him. I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory, it seems. 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence. He stuck the chap next to him just like this. Brazen, I must say. Absolutely brazen. I have simply typed and collated all the statements made this far and drawn the logical conclusion. You can trust the guild. Fair fares is our motto. We haven't raised prices above 4 pence. Ah! Contradiction! Contradiction! We haven't... Contradiction. We haven't raised prices above 4 pence. Juror number 2 said the fares were 20... 4 passengers totaling 20 pence. That's 5 pence per passenger. The scoundrel stabbing that poor man on the floor. It beggars belief. I'm starting to wish I hadn't pushed for this now. Some of the jurors don't seem to have wonderfully formed arguments, though, do they? Yeah, no, I don't know. Defense lawyers, they've stopped considering the jurors' arguments may be in bad faith. I was noticing that immediately when they were voting. Like, just a moment, Mr. Naruhodo. According to my book, that's not quite how it works. Oh, I thought I was going to have to thaw their icy minds with some heartwarming rhetoric about the defendant. Unfortunately, once the jurors have decided the defendant is guilty, they're unlikely to heed anything the defense says. But then, they've reached their conclusions by their own reasoning, you see. Your pleas will sound like excuses. In fact, it could recoil on you. The more you try to persuade them, the more entrenched they may become. Then what on earth am I supposed to do? Oh dear, I'm just citing what I've read about British law, Mr. Naruhodo. Right, I'm sorry. Do you have any idea how to make this work then? Well, from what I can understand, the key to this procedure is using the jurors' own words to make your arguments. What do you mean? Well, the 6 members of the jury are randomly selected members of the public. They may appear to present a united front, but the truth is, they are complete strangers who just happen to find themselves in the courtroom here together. So what is she telling me to do? Use the jurors' own words. Yeah, counter them with each other. Yeah. The 4 pence, 20 pence then. I already spotted the contradiction. We must listen very carefully and see if we can identify any contradictory statements. Alright, got it. Cool. Similar to a regular cross-examination. Oh, yes, I suppose you're right. Find contradictions in their statements and pit the jurors against one another to break them down. Discombobulate! Can we start proceedings, counsel? I would ask you to take the stand for this. I am expecting a clear and concise rebuttal. Yes, my lord. Ooh, he's like up there. Interesting. Okay. The defense is rebuttal. Alright. We're going to the contradiction. Pit. Ooh, we got a pit button. We got a pit button, gamers. Pit pog. Okay, you can trust the. Ooh, this is cool. Okay, you go. These 2 statements clearly contradict each other. They do. Explain yourself, counsel. Me? Oh dear, what have I said? I swear on Silver Blaze's main and name, I haven't the first idea what you're talking about. Oh, we get to see him, like, walk around and say stuff? Ooh, this is fun. Animations? Oh, pog! According to the group testimony we've heard so far, there were 4 passengers on the omnibus and on the night in question. And according to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 20 pence in fares. That's 5! That's 5 people! Quite right. I have those precise details typed neatly here in front of me. Ryunosuke walking! Ryunosuke walking! And juror number 5 also told us the following. Dude, I love his, like, fingerless gloves, dude. That's kind of, like, hot and sexy. This guy fucks. The fare for the omnibus is always 4 pence. That it is. Everybody gangsta until Ryunosuke starts walking, right? That it is. A fair and convenient single price. Just the way London's carriages should be operated. But that doesn't add up at all. In fact, leaves a glaring discrepancy in the facts. 4 times 4 is 16, not 20. Why, man? Why? 4 passengers. If you do the multiplication, it would be 16 pence. Exactly. As I said, it doesn't add up. The figures are different. By 4 pence, in fact. Oh, that smug grin. 1 person's fare. Yes! In other words, on the omnibus that night, it's distinctly possible there was another passenger we've heard nothing about. Good gracious! Dum dum dum. Oh, sexy pointing animation in the courtroom. This can't be right. The coachman of the guild are good, honest men, one and all. Trustworthiness is our watchword. The figures your coachman claims most certainly do not add up. Your watchword, good sir, is a fallacy. I beg your pardon? Mr. Guildmaster, I think you ought to consider that if this trial were to end now, the news will surely spread all over London. I approve to... so this, when you have jurors, you can appease, you can play to their selfish motivations to get them to not convict people. Nice. Corruption. The news that one of your coachmen tried to hide the fact that he lets nefarious characters ride his omnibus. Alright then, how do I make it so this miserable trial doesn't end? Oh my god. Not even proving it, just like blackmailing them. Well, just like blackmailing jurors. Well, according to my book here, you simply launch a ball of fire onto the innocent side of the set of the scales. No! Hold your horses there, coachman! We were all in agreement! Why do you have to go and... Wait till I get my hands on you, Beppo! Oh, baby! White flames. I don't understand how flames can be weighed, but, you know, it's fine. This is all very irritating. It's like when I was working on the set of Into the Woods. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Begging your pardon, sir, I'm going to do the same. No, why did I say Into the Woods? It's like when I was working on the set of Cats. Duh. Fucked up the joke. For the love of Mike! Not you as well. I wish I could do a James Corden impression. I don't know what he sounds like. A penny can be the difference between a... Because I block out every memory of him. A penny could be the difference between a smile and a tear, after all. I certainly can't put my trust in someone who doesn't follow my exacting standards in financial matters. Oh, really? I, for one, think it is only proper that we hear from the witnesses again. Oh, yeah, I love the, like, happy Susato animation. Bro, if Iyesanosa shows up, I'm gonna pop off. If we can manage to change 2 more jurors' minds, we can force the trial to continue. Oh, do we have to get it even? Oh, no, we have to get it so innocent is the, like... She has some great animations, yeah. There's something else that's bothering me about a couple of their assertions. Then that's where you must strike next. So I need to pit more jurors against each other and show there's another contradiction. Exactly, you can do it. Well, the scales of justice have shifted, but they still weigh heavy on the side of guilt. Counsel, you have the floor again. Continue with your summation examination. I'm changing my leaning... Okay, wait. There was no one else... Okay, so this testimony is not new. There was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it has to have been him. Nah, fuck. Yeah, maybe go back. I'm changing my leaning to innocent. I should like to hear what the slipshod bookkeeper has to say for himself. Why don't I have the pit button anymore, though? What? Oh, okay. I've already pitted 2 and 5, so I have to pit others. Okay, interesting. This is an interesting new mechanic. I like this. They took the, like, find contradictions in testimonies thing and just, like, ramped it up to 11. He stuck the chap next to him just like this. Brazen, I must say. Absolutely brazen. I have simply typed and collated all the statements made this far. And, well, I don't know how I'm going to contradict her, because she's got, like... Okay. Grr, Beppo. The trial has no... This trial... Wait, okay. If I pit... Hold on, I'm testing something. Okay, great. Can I pit... Okay. Okay, only... Okay, I can't... So the ones that have changed their votes are just out of the running. Got it. Cool. I have simply typed and collated all the statements made thus far and drawn the logical conclusion. Grr, Beppo, this trial has to continue so I can get to the bottom of this corruption. Not guilty, I say. This scoundrel stabbing that poor man on the floor. Wait, on the floor? What are you talking about? They stabbed the man next to him. Okay. You people are not... Just point out how dumb they all are, and the trial keeps going. Awesome. Why can't I do that in every Ace Attorney game? Like, who needs evidence when you can just point out how dumb the jurors are? Those 2 statements are completely contradictory. What? Explain, counsel. Post haste. Oh, dearie me, I was only knitting a jumper for my other half. What is all this claptrap? What does contradictory even mean, I ask you? We've heard... Oh, God, Ryunosuke walking is so paw. We've heard from more than one witness that they allegedly saw the actual moment when the defendant stabbed the victim. Like, he looks so goofy, or like head on, but then you see him walking around. He's kind of a baddie. Okay, let's keep going. Now, out of curiosity, juror number 3. What? Can't you see that I'm busy here? My knife got stuck in the table. How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim? What sort of motion was it? Ah, want to test me, do you? It was like this. Stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. It's just like the prim banker said. Yes, that was Mr. Fairplay's testimony. Quite true. Now then, juror number 6. Oh, is that me, is it? What can I do you for, young man? How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim, madam? Oh, well, dear, as far as I understand it, it was like this. He stabbed the poor man after he'd collapsed on the floor. The coachman said so. Now don't move. Take a look at these 2 jurors. He stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. And he stabbed the poor man after he'd collapsed on the floor. Well, I never! They're stabbing in totally different directions. What? Bless my stitches, what a muddle! What this tells us is that there's a strong possibility one of the witnesses isn't telling the truth. Or one of the jurors is just dumb. That's all. Like, did one of the witnesses ever say that there was a stabbing on the floor? I need to know, like, why each of these people thought that the stabbing went the way it did. Oh, but why? Why the dickens would they lie? I don't know that yet. But what I do know is that if the trial ends at this point, we may never find out. We may never know the real truth. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, can you really let that happen? In all good conscience. Lies, you say? Oh, dearie me. I'm changing my... Can't abide people telling lies. I'm changing my vote right away. The scales? I don't believe it. Dun, 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 dun. They're even. Wait! Now hear this, my fellow jurors. I warn you, you cannot listen to this man. Look at him in his black suit. He's clearly some devious Eastern sorcerer using magic on us all. James Corden is racist. James Corden is racist. If I could use magic, do you really think I'd be putting myself through all this? Answer me this, dark jinx. Huh? Me? What exactly is the problem? What of it if 2 witnesses have slightly different recollections of events? What of it? Let's say the Shylock did stab the victim as he was sat next to him on the omnibus, and this young dandy saw him do it. And now let's say the victim collapsed on the floor and then the Shylock stabbed him again, and this old lady saw him do it. Well, what's to say it didn't happen like that, Who are you calling a dandy, sir? Why I should take this knife to you? Who are you calling old? Why I should take this needle to you? Oh my god, the jurors. They're ready to kill each other now. But could the foreman of the jury be right? Did the 2 witnesses see different moments of the same crime? I'm just wondering what in the witnesses' testimonies led to, like, this conclusion. Like, can I, like, scroll up enough to see? No, the logs don't go back that far. I mean, I guess it's possible. It's true. There is an outside chance of almost anything you care to mention. Exactly the point I've been trying to make! Before you go any further, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, what is it, Miss Susato? I think you should have a look through the court record. Hold on. Did I wrong? Target largest knife found lodged in the victim's abdomen. See, it was found lodged in the abdomen, though. So maybe, like... I mean, I guess it's possible, but, like... There isn't even an outside chance of what the juror is saying. Because it was stabbed in there, right? Fortunately, Mr. Foreman. What is it, you dark jinx? Come on, out with it! What you're suggesting is impossible. It's out of the question. What? What you talking about, man? How can you possibly say that? You do realize that I'm James Corden! You can't yell at me! I'm about to star in GNOMEO and JULIET 3! As foreman of the jury, I have a responsibility to steer everyone in the right direction. Okay, that... Fucking... GNOMEO and JULIET face. So where's the evidence, man? That's what we want to see. I saw the 2 witnesses saw different moments of the same crime. If you say that's out of the question, show me some proof. It looks like the only way I'm going to convince him is to present him with something he can't dismiss. God, it is getting late. I need to wrap stream soon. Once I like talk these jurors down, I'm cutting stream for the night. Cause I got a pretty late start. A what? I'll give you the proof. It's out of the question that the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime, as proven by, is it the knife lodged in the victim's abdomen, the gloves, autopsy report. Hold on. Stabbed once in the abdomen. It says that. So there's no, yeah. It's this one.
Take that!
This is the victim's autopsy report. According to what's written here, Mr. Mason was stabbed in the abdomen only once. Eh? Only once? James Gordon is in the character from Chuck Batman. Oh my, wait. James Gordon? Oh, Commissioner Gordon, Batman. No, James Corden is in the annoying actor. Oh god, could you imagine if James Corden played Commissioner Gordon in a Batman movie? What? It's quite simple. The victim was stabbed precisely. I shouldn't say things that I don't want to will into existence like that. Like, could you like the Batman movie that's coming out in March? Could you imagine if James Corden was just on that cast list? I can't will that into existence. That movie's already been cast. We're safe. We're safe. Is there Commissioner Gordon in that movie? Are we safe? Which means these witnesses can't possibly have seen it happen two different times. Ah! Ah! Alright. I can see defeat. Wait, that means 4 jurors are now leaning to not guilty. We've done it, Mr. Naruhodo. We did it! We did it! Acetos, we did. What are you playing at, you dandy fool? Shut your trap, sir. No one deceives me. But we had a consensus. I said shut your trap! I know a liar when I see one, and if the chap ever dares to cross the threshold of my shop, I'll take this razor-sharp blade and shave every last hair off his head. I'm licking my knife. That's disgusting. Please, tell me he's a barber. Well, in a quite remarkable turn of events, the defense's summation examination has flipped the balance of the scales of justice. The jurors now stand at 2 for guilty and 4 for not guilty. Accordingly, there is no longer a large enough majority among the jury for me to advocate, and the trial must continue. He's still licking the knife, dude. Please. I hereby ask the defense, prosecution, and witnesses to return to their places, and I call upon all of you to continue to pursue the truth. So, Lord Van Zeeks continues to substantiate the case for the prosecution, if you please. He's about to pour some more wine. Dude's like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. I like he stirs it in his cup a little bit, decides whether he's gonna drink it. Having savored the rich aroma of the carmine contents of this hollowed chalice, it may seem crass to crush it to dust. Pray forgive the discourtesy. Lord Van Zeeks, there's glass and wine all over the fucking courtroom. What are you doing? As your antiquated tome no doubt says, the prosecution may not speak during a summation examination. I follow the rules, but I'm going to be very bitchy about them afterward. So I honored a deathly silence and listened to the charade. It seems I overestimated the intelligence of the jury. Bum bum. Well, no matter. There was nothing so hard to prove as a self-evident truth, it would seem. No. And why else would we grace the courtroom with our presence after all? So, let us proceed to the next round of battle. Oh shit! He's ditching the cloak! Let's go! Bring forth the witnesses once more! Is this your, like, favorite? This song's a bop. This song is good. Witnesses. I trust you heard the summation examination we have just had to endure. Oh, yes, sir. That I did, sir. Of course I heard it. Oh, yes, sir. I heard it. You, sir. On the end. The coachman. I believe it's Beppo. Yes, sir. My lord, sir. If it transpires that in your previous testimony, you were attempting to veil the presence of a fifth passenger on your omnibus, you would be found guilty of perjury. You were advised to bear that in mind, sir. Ah, oh mio Dio. Ah. Is he Italian? Now then, witnesses, I hereby call on you to testify before the court again. You will explain the various misgivings brought to our attention by the defense's summation examination. Okay, so I think we're gonna stop here. I was kind of waiting for a to be continued screen, but I feel like we're not gonna get one for a little while, and I need to go to bed. I have class. I have classes to attend in the morning. So that'll be all for the stream. Let me save and quit. This is a good one though. I like these. I like this jury system. I like having all these characters. And the prosecutor is super cool. I'm a big fan of our wine drinking crazy prosecutor. Yeah. So night Casey, night Jack if you're still here. I don't know. I know the viewer count dipped, so maybe he went to bed already, but uh that'll be the stream. Good night. Don't call me my last name. That's weird. Okay, I'm cutting stream now. Wait, what? I haven't saved? What do you mean I haven't saved? What? Did I not save? Hold on. What? Gameplay. Key. Huh? Gameplay? Save? How do I save? What's happening? What did I not save? What? Am I crazy? Hold on. Options. Where's the save? Where's the I forgot. I don't remember how to save. Save. I did this already. I'm a dum-dum. Yeah, I did this 1 minute ago. I just freaked out because okay, exit game. Yeah. Oh, I can just go back to title. Yeah, I'm fine. I just saved. Okay. That was needlessly convoluted. All right. Good night, everyone. Arrivederci.